Libra, welcome to Tourmaline Tarot. We're going to do your end of November check-in here. Mid-month, what do we got going on here? So, I feel like something kind of, it's the Two of Swords with the Page of Swords. Something kind of gets decided here. Blindfolds come off, things come in that kind of help you make decisions. High Priestess reversed, I feel like, yeah, there's info that kind of comes out that helps you sway. It doesn't have to be big and negative or whatever. The Moon reversed. Ta-da! Stuff is kind of coming out, and it is helping you kind of move forward in some way about making decisions with this Page of Swords. Also, if anyone has tried to leave things out, and it doesn't have to be malicious, but there could just be like that lies by omission where like, oh, I forgot to tell you that part. You're like, oh, you did you? And it kind of helps you take this blindfold off with the Two of Swords where you're like, and there it is. Thank you so much. It doesn't have to be in relationships. It could just be like in a work situation where you're like, would have been good to know that yesterday. Thanks, Chuck, Bob, Susan, whoever it may be. So with this High Priestess and the Moon reversed, what are we talking about here? Four of Swords reversed, King of Wands reversed. Okay, so there is some kind of stagnation or period of rest that's coming to an end, but it's not really like time to take action about it. So something that could have been leaving you in a loop where you're like, well, I don't have this info yet. It's time to move, and you're coming out of this like repose state. And then it's like, but you can't quite act yet? Does that make sense? You're like, okay, now what do I do with this information? Well, how do I handle this? Let's find out. How does Libra handle it? Well, you're not waiting anymore. Also, there's an element of like, you kind of knew something was up and you're like, I'm not getting the whole story. There's something going on here. Ace of Pentacles reversed though. It's still not time to go. Still not time to move. What about it exactly? Yeah. There has to be a little bit more planning in terms of how things are handled. Because then you have the Two of Wands. But it's coming out of a very mental, it's not even stagnant, but it's very like, okay, well, now what do I do? Any kind of indecision, any kind of feeling of like walking through pudding. There's a little bit more thought before you can kind of jump in. But how is Libra going to get in there? The Three of Pentacles reversed. Knight of Swords. Page of Cups reversed. I want more on this Page of Cups before I say what I'm going to say. Tower reversed. I feel like you're dodging something. Where it's like, not like the 11th hour, you know, you get the info, but you change course. Like you turn on your heel and you're like, nope. There's something you decide you're not going to work with, etc. And you might have a couple words about it where people are kind of, not trying to rope you back in, but it could cause people to kind of, not bum rush, but you know how like people like, oh, no, like they'll try and convince you to be like, no, Libra, get back here. And you're like, nope, I'm good. I don't think you are doing it in a mean way or argumentative way, but when you go, you go. Because here's the Page of Cups reversed with the Tower reversed. You're not giving to something or you're not accepting something coming at you, and it's like crisis averted. Virgo got something similar where it's like you dodge something that could have not been good, but you're like, nope, swerve. You got the Libra swerve. So yeah, you're not giving to something. You're not working on something that looked promising. It's like you read the fine print or the details and it's like, And I don't think you're really torn up about it either. You're just taking your time with the Hermit and the Two of Wands to decide, okay, well, if that wasn't it, what's the next move? So what happens after when Libra does this. Oh, you go about your merry way. Merry, merry. Just shoop, shoop. King of Pentacles reversed, though. You're not, like, there yet. You haven't found the thing. You haven't pinpointed it exactly. But you have 2 sixes here. So it's the 6 of Pentacles with the 6 of Cups. There's something about your time and energy. Almost, go with me on this. You might feel like you're getting back to yourself. Like there's a nostalgia quality to the 6 of Cups. I don't really see anyone coming back around for like a second shot or anything. But it's more so, you know, the Hermit's solitary, the Fool is solitary. Like there's something about you that you're finding where your time and energy is. And it might draw from other stuff that like you've dealt with in the past. Or like I said, you're getting back to yourself. You're hearing yourself. You're like, this is how I am. You know, because if there's felt like there's any kind of gap in that, that's going to change. Because King of Pentacles reversed, what is that about? 10 of Cups reversed. All right, so it's the 2 of Pentacles, 5 of Swords, King of Cups. There's a balance, and I feel like I said, something seems good, but you read the fine print. And you're like, nah, I don't know. And then you're kind of like, and like I said, people try and convince you, and then you're like, no, this is what I'm doing with this King of Cups. There's a mastery, a leveling up. You know there's something you have to kind of keep yourself apart from. If that makes sense. Yeah, it's not the opportunity that... This is not the opportunity you're looking for because it's like you're moving on to the next. I like that. So, Libra. Very discerning. No BS detected here. So here we go. Yeah, we have the Swords with the Bear. There is a level of having to mama bear it and be defensive and be like, you know, is this true? You know, vetting. You're vetting. Because here's the birds. That's kind of gossipy, low-level, petty kind of stuff. Also, social media, etc. But you are figuring out, you know, who's loyal, who's not, etc. Also, you could be figuring out, like, where do your loyalties lie? How do you feel about things? Because with this birds, what is that about? Yeah, here's that offer. Something isn't what it seems. Something isn't as great as they're billing it. Yeah. But you're keeping quiet about it. Like I said, but there's something that does kind of pop up that kind of illuminates the situation, because the mice is something that helps you make the decision. So, yeah, something's rising to the surface here. Just watch out when it comes to partnerships. I'm not saying that in an ominous way or anything, but the guy and the girl coming out together, it's not gender, but any kind of relationships, just you're really keeping your eyes peeled. Now, what is this decision that Libra winds up with down the road here? Give me that. Nope. Yeah, you're really just kind of, there's a hard pass you're making here. But it's discipline. It's not going to be an easy decision, but you're also buckling down and really kind of going your own way and what's going to be right for you. So, Libra, that's what I have for the end of November, and I'll talk to you later.